our new thing is going to be the evolution of the forehand by using the Spanish forehand. And the only reason I found the Spanish forehand is I had a clinic last week at ISP, and we talked about doing hand feed drills. And the other pro I was working with was talking about Spanish drills. Huh? And so I went on YouTube and I googled Spanish drills. And the Spanish drills are a series of drop drills where you're dropping the ball about knee level, and you're having the player come up and they're striking the ball from knee level. And I never understood the value of these drills. I thought they were kind of silly. But I think what it is it teaches you to hit a low ball and work on racket head acceleration. And they did a whole bunch of drills where they're feeding balls in mid-air, they're doing swing volleys, and I've done that before for return serve because I want to speed up the racket acceleration. In transitioning to a heavier racket, the interesting thing about that is the preparation is difficult. But as I get used to the weight of the racket, my preparation is fine. It's a little unwieldy at net to volley. It's a little harder to volley, but being that volleys are my strength, it's adjusting. But the ground strokes, it's a little bit different, and so I have to prep a little faster because if I'm a little bit late, I can't bring it around. But the Spanish forehand is interesting because it's a Nadal racket, and the Spanish forehand is a Nadal forehand. And the concept was that you use a semi-western, which is the L of your hand here, be like this. But the thing is, you're gonna make impact like this, I think. And so when I set up for the racket, I set the racket like this. I'm gonna make impact like this. By having semi-western, I have more hand behind the racket. If I go full western, I have less hand behind the racket. You see where my hand is. My hand is kind of in an upward motion like this. Semi-western, my hand's more like this. I think that's more ideal because you're gonna make impact. Arms will be straight, and then you're gonna come up with your forearm. And the drills you're showing me like forearm drills like this, where the student drops the ball and you're hitting the ball like this. Because the idea is it's a parabolic swing, meaning you're gonna turn, you're gonna hit, and you're gonna come all the way around. You turn, come hit, and go all the way around. You refer to it as a parabolic swing, where they want to launch. You push off with this leg, launch in the air, and land on the other leg. Which is kind of the modern game, because the modern game is you hit here and you rotate your hips coming around this way. So your hips end over here. So the load is the hips this way, and the hips rotate all the way around this way. That's the load. And so I think they're taking that emphasis and pushing up on the shot. What I find is that by having impact here, it's a lot easier to hit low balls. Because that was a flaw previously in my elbows forehand. I would make impact like this. My frame a little more closed, and it was hard to, and I was using my whole arm to bring the racket up. I wasn't just thinking forearm first and then arm. I think the concept here is you make impact, forearm first, and then bring your arm up and over. So it's kind of the idea is the Nadal thing is like this. He hits like this. You see him on the feet, he'll hit like this, okay? But the concept we want is, I'm still gonna go cross, I'm gonna come all the way around. And the keys are, the leg push, impact, forearm acceleration, followed by arm acceleration, equals faster racket head. And when I was watching the ITF, I noticed that one of the pros, Timo, and I featured him in the video, he snaps the stroke, snaps the back, snaps the forehand, really flat, but he snaps it from about this position to this position. So I think when you have a heavier frame and you want to impart spin in the ball, you need to overcome the spin coming at you, and you need to accelerate the shot. It's no longer the smooth classic swing, it's a violent acceleration. So what we're trying to do on the Spanish forehand is we're working on setting up, and we're going to come in, and we're going to accelerate the head to the shot. And I just think, I'm coming up in the shot, coming up and around, parabolic swing. And you'll start to see it. I think that spin in itself can be a major weapon at the higher levels in terms of age group. Because if I play some kid who's 25, they play a lot of spin. And so they're used to spin. And they're very fit and they're very fast. When I play the older guys, they're not used to spin. They play more classic flat games sometimes. And so by playing more spin, spin itself becomes a weapon. And by accelerating, but you want that fast, you don't want like brush spin. You want through the shot spin. You want to make impact coming forward, up, over, applying force on the ball to your target through the shot spin. And that's going to be the biggest key for your forehand. You need to come through the ball and impart massive spin. I still have one-hand backhand, but my one-hand backhand always been sort of a spin shot, a natural spin shot. So that's not a factor. And it's not. I think there's a limitation to how much spin I can put on my backhand. But my goal on my backhand is to make it not a weakness. It will never be a major weapon. But the forehand can be a weapon in itself using spin. Okay? Another concept that I thought was interesting was I read an article by Leavitt. He has a really cool website. But he talked about regional differences and how the slower courts in Spain and Europe develops a sort of player where they're a little more patient and they drill longer and harder because it's more attrition, and that they're more into the point where they extend the point, more shot making, more defense, more rallies. Whereas you take the faster courts, America, etc., where people play on the faster surface, where it's about finishing, it's about catching the ball early, it's about, I think of Agassi, catching the ball early, finishing the shot, Connors, catching the ball early, finishing the shot, and there's no patience in the game. And I think that's a very interesting concept. So I think that having an open mind about the regional differences, trying to learn the Spanish forehand at my age, which is kind of funny, it will be an interesting aspect to our game, and we'll see how the year progresses with that.